but you do it uh, like icon to a whole generation of folks. Just want to give you your flowers, brother. Like you are, you know, to watch and what you do. It's always good to see a pure master at their craft, do their craft, and do it kind of almost
100%.
almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not even trying. Like this is just muscle memory with a little bit of intention, and I'm able to do all of these crazy things. Like
y'all just talked about it a little bit. I was actually getting some gems in terms of obviously you have a natural born gift to do what you do. You got a passion for it. You put the work in. The structure that comes with there's a certain way to go about it, but you put your own touch on it. That happens in sports. It happens comedy, rap game, all the way through. So y'all's conversation was so impactful in terms of just kind of speaking on some of those topics, and to know I'm gonna give you a flowers too, but just to know how much your music has influenced and been the soundtrack of my journey. I told people, anybody who knows me, they know you're my favorite rapper, and so me and Draymond Green, we got this running joke now that anytime your song comes on in practice or in the arena in the games, whatever, I run up to him you heard that new Lupe? He started dying laughing because you know what's up. But yeah, this is it's pretty dope just to obviously talk to you, connect. IG Live is crazy, but I'm just hyped to cross paths, man. This is crazy.
Yo, I wanna when we jump off, I want you to I always wanted to send you something, right? I always want to give you something special, right? I really appreciate what you did on the slam piece when they cool and did all that. That was oh, yo.
You saw my face. It was genuine because
people rarely, and especially people in your position, they rarely Lupe. They be I don't know if I should mention Lupe. Let me just keep it. But rarely publicly do you see people come out Lupe Fiasco. No. So I really, really appreciate that, brother. It was really valuable in what I do to have a fan of your caliber. I really appreciate that. So I always want to do something special for you, right? So when we get off, if you could DM me your email between me and you, this is gonna make the fan. Right? So I have an album finished. It's actually getting mixed right now.
Okay.
Well, I want to email you the new record.
No.
So you could be the first person outside of the circle with the record. So you could just have that as a gift, me to you. I wanted to get you a plaque for school, which I'm gonna still do. I'm gonna still get that made for you, right? So you can have that in your collection. So you know, from me to you. But the new record, I want to hear what you think about it.
All day, I'm gonna give you my honest feedback. I'm gonna love it anyway because it's you. But that's crazy to me, man. From the first time listening to music driving sophomore year in college, and then kind of going back in the archives and following you ever since. I know kind of what you stand for, obviously your impact, the conversations that you start. That's to me is the most important thing because it ain't just about putting out kind of that surface level, lyrics and storytelling. It's actually starting a conversation that impacts people beyond just your circle. And so for me, almost like an educational kind of journey in terms of what's actually happening in this world. People don't want to talk about certain things. So that means I'll rock with you, always rock with you. I can't wait to hear this new music. I'm going to give you my honest feedback. I'm going to hype you to the day I'm out of here. But that means a lot, man. I appreciate that.
So as soon as we jump, DM me. I'm gonna shoot you. But it's between me and you, Curry. Don't.
Absolutely. You can trust me, dog. You can trust me. I got you.
And
I love,
I have one question. I know you being a pop. I want to interrupt the chaos over there with the fam. But while I do have your attention, I did want to ask you the same question that I kind of asked Afion and maybe asked even Cassidy was on earlier. I don't know if you caught a piece of that. You are a master at your craft, right? Everything doesn't relate one to one. Of course, you know, being a rapper doesn't necessarily mean you could be a basketball player. Being a rapper doesn't necessarily mean you could be a comedian, et cetera, et cetera. But we as folks of us, whenever we do grab onto something and we are able to put the intention and the focus and discipline into it, we master it and take it to a whole nother level, right? So with us, it's poetry. With somebody like Afion, with you is basketball and what you do. What was the structure when you looked at, you know, I want to be one of the best basketball players of all time? What was that structural process look like? What did that study process look like? Like, what was that process? And was it more, were you naturally gifted, or was it, you know, in addition to being naturally gifted, it was this, where you just like, I don't even know how to do this, I really want to do something else, and it became like an accident? But what was the process to get to where you are?
I think it started with, I was definitely naturally gifted to put the ball in the basket. Like, from the time I remember I was 5 years old playing organized basketball. Like, it was, that experience always did something to me on the court. And I couldn't, you know, obviously that young, you can't explain it, but that plants the seed for when I got to about 13 and really started to get a perspective of who I was in the game. That's when it started to blossom, and at that point it becomes like real work and real investment into yourself. And so my whole process kind of boiled down to really trying to figure out what made me different in the game. And I always struggle with it because you always see, or like in anything, when you're great at something, everybody will try to tell you what you're not great at, and it almost can kind of confuse you to say, I know what my strengths are, but I got to work on these weaknesses if I'm trying to get to where I go. But my problem was, it always kind of confused me to think that I had to do anything else than who I was on the court, and what I was, what my main skill set was in order to make it. And it's like studying other players, being close to the guys that have, and having the ability to kind of connect with those people that have done it on that level before me, the Chris Pauls, the Steve Nashes, Mark Jacksons, like getting close to those guys, they really taught me. I always say this all the time, I don't have to be anybody other than myself on the court. And that was always a struggle for me, because I always wanted to push myself to new levels, be as well-rounded as possible on the court. And like, I'm speaking real technical in terms of the skills of the game of basketball. But
where you from?
Me?
Yeah.
Dade County.
Oh, okay.
But you don't have to be, you know, the highest jumper, the strongest dude, the fastest dude. As long as you're the best, you know, version of who you are and what you bring to the game, that should be enough. And as long as you kind of come with a pure kind of mindset. And so that's always kind of fueled me from the time I was in high school and college, and now to the league and all the things that have happened on the court. So not being afraid to continue to learn, be around those people that continue to do it at the highest level, and be exposed to kind of different mindsets. But again, it all comes back to like who you are and embracing that and getting the most out of that, and not trying to feel like you have to be anything other than that. And so that's where my main message when I speak to anybody coming up in the grassroots game or levels of the game is be you, because you're on this earth for a reason, to be you. So that's kind of been my process.
One last one. What are you a master at, do you think? When you say you studying, like you just being you, there's all these other things you could do and all this other stuff and trying to be.
Yeah.
What did you realize was you? Like, what was that thing that you had, that you brought, that was you, that was that mastery?
I mean, first, just straight up shooting the basketball. Like, I know I can put the ball from any range. My imagination and my creativity continued to evolve, but from the earliest onset, I knew that was, you know, the thing that I could be the best at. Outside of that, it's something it's just low key having fun, man. Like that's something that always, hopefully, people see when they see me on the court. I'm always smiling, joking, laughing, dancing. That's my form of leadership. But like, it's always about having fun because at the end of the day, like, there's highs and lows, wins, losses, a lot of work that you put in. It becomes like real. The weight and the gravity of it all can kind of get to you, especially at this level with the media, with the attention, expectations, all that stuff. Like I've truly tried to master like having fun on the court and bringing people along on that journey with me that way, and being really intentional about it too. So for me, that's the thing that hopefully people recognize. I know my teammates do, but like you gotta have fun when you on the court with me. That's something that one until the ball stops bouncing, I'm gonna hold on to.
Exactly.
Something I don't take for granted either, because not a lot of people can that doesn't come natural to a lot of people, I don't think. But that's it, man.
Spoken like a wise young champion.
Yeah, I can say that now. I got all this scruff on my face that I feel like I got some more wisdom up here, but
You do. Wise. That's the fun. Everybody on this right now that don't have clippers at home like me, who's even things that looks very wise.
All day, you just sitting at home thinking, and just these follicles just start going.
Everybody's feeling like Moses, right? Well, brother, I told you, man. Like even when you was on the court, I don't know if you even seen me. You was like, it's like I don't want to interrupt the man. Let him do what he do, man.
So that I remember that game because when we got to the arena, one of the ball boys told me who you were doing the halftime performance. And I lost my shit. I was like, yo, that's what? He's here? Like, I ain't never been to a concert. I was just listening to music. And I was trying to convince my coach to let me out of the halftime speech so I could go out to the court and watch you. So I had him put it on the TV in the locker room. So I watched the performance. That was as close as I could get.
Oh, man. When you came out to warm up, and I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want to, like, I'm straight, man. I was so, next time I'm gonna take advantage of the situation. I'll tell you what, you know what happened crazy? Then I guess we can end on this. I don't want to chew up your time, but I went to a Bulls game, and we love D Rose in Chicago.
Yeah,
but he was injured, right, for a little while. So I went to a game and was sitting, he's sitting over there with the team. We on the other side of the court, and all of a sudden, the people around me, I'm not really paying attention. All of a sudden, the people around me are going crazy. Like, the people in the stands behind us, they're like, yeah. It's wild. I'm like, what's going on? I look. D Rose in a suit walks across the entire court and comes over and, like, gives me
I know that feeling, man. I don't care how big you get, you remember that feeling.
So the next time I see you, wherever it's at, it's in the game, during the game, I'm going to get kicked out the arena. I am walking across the court.
All day. All day.
I appreciate you, man. Always a pleasure, brother. Always good seeing you, do what you do at the level that you do it. And please, send me
I got you. I ain't dropping this ball because
I'm gonna shoot this over to you ASAP, and I want to get your opinion on what you think on what the new piece is.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I appreciate
love, man.
Def, man. Be well, be safe, and I want to hear what you think about this record.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, bro.
Yo. Steve Curry. Stephen Curry. Stefan Corel. Speaking of Curry, let me put y'all up on some game real quick. And we'll end on this. It's late in the day. But speaking of Curry, if you enjoy Curry, let me put my product placement hat on real quick. Oh, yeah, here we go. Ah, yes. Speaking of curry, if you enjoy curry, a nice, delicious curry, and you want something nice to eat during these pandemic times, make sure you get you some golden curry. Right there. It's a Japanese curry. This is the instant version. They also have a version that you can just make from scratch. So just do a little. If we, I want to be meta about this and add a bar to a bar. Just got off the phone, off the IG Live with Steph Curry from the Golden State Warriors, and now I'm holding a box of Japanese golden curry. So tune in. You feel me? Curry.